Right, good morning everyone. Victor Christian from Christian Guitars and Fret Friend here. Got a doody this morning. Well, I've had a bit of a lull. I ain't got a lot of work on right now, so it's given me time to catch up on the jobs I've been wanting to do for quite a long time. And now I've started working on my own guitars, and I've had two done in my last week. First one being the Epiphone Explorer I bought the other week with all gold hardware. Didn't like the gold hardware, so there you go. Got to put black hardware on it, black stop tailpiece, black roller bridge, black knobs. Black scratch plate was an addition anyway. Some custom wound pickups, some pickups I had custom wound for a different guitar last year. These are hand wound by Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups. Got a Purgatory 15.5K there for the dirt. And I've got a Heaven there, 8K Hot Heaven, both with Alnico magnets. And this end, and I've got to put black Vanson tuners on there, not locking tuners, but really nice tuners. It's a Korea-made model, 2000, made at the Unsung plant. Absolutely wonderful guitar. Get it at fret level, set it up, plays absolutely beautiful. So anyway, I did that one, and I did some work on my Antoria last week. Got a little bit more work to do on my Antoria to finish off. But this one is not about any of those guitars. This is about my Kramer Focus 3000. 1983 model. Made in Japan by ESP. Don't know if you can see that on there. I took the Floyd Rose off. The original 1982 Kramer supplied Floyd Rose. When Kramer took over the production and distribution of the Floyd Roses from Floyd Rose himself, after he stopped having a factory made, Kramer, it started going made by Charlotte. Kramer took over distribution. I've got one of them. I've took her off already. You've got a replacement Seymour Duncan Invader pickup, not a regular Invader, a custom shop Invader. So I've took all that gubbins off anyway. I'm going to remove the neck in a minute. But what I'm going to do is removing all this hardware for a specific reason. Now the neck has got quite a lot of wear here. It's got grooves in there. And what I need to do is I'm going to get rid of these grooves, and I'm going to use a new method I've not used before, and I'm going to fill them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the frets, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically soak the fretboard where it needs work, and I'm going to score along. I'm going to see if you can see these. See there's grooves. Yeah, you can see them there. There are grooves in here, and they're in various places on the fretboard. They're grooves. They're not super deep, but they're grooves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet this fretboard, and I'm going to score across the grooves, and we're going to let the grain lift. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack it full of dust. I've got some dust, rosewood, well not rosewood dust, but it's similar. I'm going to get some dust in there. I'm going to pack it, and what I'm going to do is once I've got it packed, I'm going to drop some glue, super glue over the top, and we're going to let it set hard. And once it's set hard, once with the frets off, I'm going to re-sand it and re-radius the fretboard. Now you might say, why don't you just take the frets out and re-sand, re-radius the fretboard and take some material off? I'll show you exactly why I'm not taking any material off. Look how thin that rosewood is. It's too thin. I don't want to take any material off. I don't want to lose any of that. So I'm going to go with the fill method. And once it's filled, I'm going to sand it flush. I'll use a radius block, and I'll radius it all to 12 inch radius, and we'll get it redone. And once that's all done, I'm going to stick some, I've actually got some Japanese fret wire, some super jumbo or jumbo fret wire, slightly bigger than this. It's Japanese, sticking with the Japanese theme, because this is a Japanese made guitar made by ESP. So I'm going to stick some Hosco fret wire in there. I'm going to do a complete refret. Once that's done, put the guitar back together, and I've got a beautiful, it's an absolutely wonderful playing and sounding guitar. That Invader pickup sounds amazing. It's got a coil split on it. It sounds brilliant on a single coil. It's just an amazing sounding guitar, lovely to play, lovely Floyd Rose. So it's what I'm going to be doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to do the work from start to finish. I hadn't shown you the scratch plate, but what I did with a scratch plate was it was quite dull in places. So what I did is I took some steel wool, some 000 grade, and rubbed all over it. It's getting it like a brushed brushed feel, a brush effect. So that looks brilliant, so that's going to stay on now. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to remove the bits, and we're going to do this. I'm going to go through the whole process of this. See if we can just get that backed up a little bit. Pardon my camera manoeuvring skills, not brilliant. There you go. I think we'll do there. That's good enough, isn't it? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all these gubbins off. I already took the thingies off the bottom. And with the bits, we're going to stick them in a bag. All because we don't want to lose anything. So I've got the 6 screws from the back of the tuners already off. Put them over here. The Floyd Rose is already bagged up in another bag. The rest is just to keep all the bits together. So that's the 6 screws. We've got the string tree or string retainer plus the 2 screws in. We've got the 3 locking clamps. 1, 2, 3. We're going to remove the tuners now, because this will enable me to work on the neck. I'm going to remove the neck from the guitar. And I'm going to show you what I do with that. So I'm going to remove the tuners. Just stick that back on there. These are, it just says Japan on the base of these tuners here. Japan side, imagine. What do you think? They're probably Goto made? Possibly Goto. I don't know if ESP made their own tuners. I've already slightly loosened these, so I'm going to take these off. This guitar, for those of you who don't know, was found in a skip. Now a skip is, it's a dumpster. It's a dumpster find, and the lad advertised it on, who found it, advertised it on Facebook for, he wanted 175 British pounds sterling for it, and I made him an offer of £140 including delivery, which he took, which I was surprised at really, but he took it, so I paid 140 quid for it including shipping, which was amazing. So, and like I say, the guitar plays like a dream. It's a little bit of history as well with having a chicken-beak headstock. You don't get many of them with this kind of headstock. That's why we know it's a 1983. And you see the Focus is a bigger logo than the Kramer, so it's Focus 3000 by Kramer. We know these were built in Japan. We know they were built by ESP. We can safely date it to 1983. The tremolo is going to be 82, 83, because Kramer only took over production and distribution of the Floyd Roses in 82, back towards the back end of 82. So got one of the original first ever double locking Floyd Roses on here as well. It's an absolute peach. Now as a rule, I always recommend the Goto Floyd Rose, which again oddly is Japanese, and it's my favourite one, but this original one on here is absolutely brilliant. It doesn't go out of tune, it's fantastic. I'll put a big block on it and I'll put a new modern arm on it. So there you go, that's them bits off. I'm going to flip the guitar. I'm going to remove the locking nut as well. It's all coming off. I mean, this video is more for my own purposes, and it's not an instruction video, it's just to show, you know, we're going to do, you might pick something up off here. It's just a video basically for me to show the work I've done and doing. This is one of the guitars I'm probably going to keep because I don't have a super-strat, and I'm a super-strat fan. And I'm going to basically have a model of the guitars I like, and this is going to be my super-strat because it sounds amazing, the Floyd Rose is amazing, and it's a bit of history and it's brilliant, and I'm not going to get another one this cheap. If I really wanted a super-strat, I'd have a Hamer California Elite with boomerang inlays and blah 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 blah, but that's well out of my price range right now, and you know, maybe that's something for the future. But this is a great guitar. That seems to be stuck on, it's not stuck in there. There you go. So that's that, we've got her off. We'll whiz these 2 screws back in so we don't lose it. Have I dropped one in there? Yeah, I've dropped one in there. Oh, that's all in there. There are 2 little washers in there as well. I'm going to turn this over and see if we can just knock them out without losing them. There you go. That's them. Stick them in there. I'm going to turn the guitar over and I'm going to remove the neck. The neck's going to be a lot easier to work on with it removed. Plus we're not going to cause any damage to the body. That's why I like a removable neck. And what I'm going to do is, shortly I'm going to, I've made a special bit for my soldering iron. I'm going to heat the frets to remove them. And I made a special tool with a groove in it. I found a groove in it so I can run it over the frets. So we can remove the frets, get some heat in there, melt the glue and pull them out easy without chipping the fingerboard. As I say, there's not a lot of rosewood on this neck at all. I don't know why there is, I've got no idea. But there you go, that's going to be the neck off in a second. So everything in the bag. And that bag is now sealed. And what I'm going to do with that bag is, I'm going to pull it with, there's a Floyd rose and all its associated bits. And what we'll do is we're going to bang all this together, we'll seal that up, bang that in there, we'll put it all together. That's all the bits off that guitar. We've got it sealed up, we'll put it away in the drawer, and we've got everything together. So you've got Floyd rose, all your bits, everything on there on that guitar, wang it in there, down you go, job done. Body off, bit of a shim in there. There you go, this is where you know it's made by ESP. There's a shim in there, look on that neck. Didn't even know that. I'll stick that in that bag in a minute, I'll put that there for now. There you go, that's the body off, we'll put that aside. And what we're going to do is eventually, we're going to, I've got a piece of board here and we're holes in there, look. And what we'll do is we're going to put this, we'll screw that onto there, I'll get the screws back out, we'll put it on that piece of wood. And that gives me a place where I can clamp this to me jig and I can work on the neck. But for now, I don't have to do that because I'm going to be removing the frets. So I'll keep that aside, keep it out of the way. And what I'm going to be doing is now, I'm going to be removing these frets. So while I'm getting set up, there's quite a bit of wear on these frets anyway. So blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to move the camera and I'll come back to you in a second. Right, back. I'm not going to show you the work I'm going to be doing on this, but I've got the neck removed. Now I'm going to be removing these frets, and how I'm going to do that is I fashioned got a soldering iron here, but what I did was I fashioned a bit at the end, some spare bits, some ones wearing out no good. And what I did was I put a groove in the end there, and that's going to enable me to run across the fret like so, and I can get some heat on the frets. And what it's going to do is, see it there, can't you? Get some heat in the frets, and once I do, I'll get my fret pullers on there and I'll be able to pull it out quite easily because it'll melt the glue will soften, and I'll get my fret pullers out. We'll get the fret pullers out, just give me a second. Da, 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 da. I've got a couple of these fret pullers, this one here. This is my spare set, but what these will do is, these have been ground flat at the end, as you can see there, and what I'll do is I'll be able to get in and under these frets, and we're going to remove these frets, blah 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 blah. So I'm going to plug the soldering iron in, and I'm going to start heating these frets up one by one, blah 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 blah. There's not a lot of length on this cord, so I'm going to have to move down here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that heat up, and I'm going to start removing these frets. I'll come back and I'll show you. In fact, I'll move the camera around. I'll show you me removing one in a minute, and I'm going to blob on with the job, and we're going to get all the frets out, and we can start working on the neck itself. So bear with, I'll see you shortly. Right, here we go. I'm just going to zoom in a little so you can see where we're at. You can see enough there. Maybe a little bit more. There you go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in the middle just to show you how we'll work this. So we've got a soldering iron. I've heated it up, and all I'm going to do is I'll put the soldering iron on the fret, and I'm going to work it across, and you'll know when it's melting the glue because you'll see a little bit of smoke. What what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some heat in there. If I get some heat in there, melt with glue, it's not going to chip when I remove it. It should come out quite easy. And it's getting warm. You have to be a little bit patient with it. Let's see where we are with that. Okay, not hot enough. Not moving. So these have been glued in really well, which is great. We're going to melt that glue in there. With these, it's all about. I don't think the glue's quite wide enough. And all we need to do is just get the end out. We don't want to be damaging the guitar. There you go. And all we're going to do is we're going to go across and look at that. It's really come out really easy now. But that'll still be hot, so we're going to leave that. I'm going to show you where we are. It's one removed there, look. Still got a bit of glue residue on there. That'll sand off. I'm not going to worry about anything to do with that. Just see where we are there. That's good. That's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on. I'm going to remove these frets. There's no point you seeing everything, so I'm going to get these heated up, and I'll come back to you when I've just about got them out. Right, we're back. Got all the frets out. Not only have I got the frets out, I've also put the neck on this purpose-made board for the sole reason that I can put this on my neck jig over there. You've seen my neck jig before, and I can strap it all down and get it all supported underneath. Keep the get it all nice and perfectly straight before I do any sanding or work on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where we are with the frets, and you can see a minimal chipping, tiny bit of chipping here and there. There's a couple I cheated on. I didn't heat the frets proper, and there's a bit of chipping around here. Not anything I can't sort out because it's going to be under the fret, but what I'll do is I'll just drop a little bit of CA glue in there anyway. We're going to glue the frets in anyway, you ain't going to see that. But all I've got to do with this really is just sand the top ever so lightly, just to get this excess glue off there. Get that off, and once that's done, we'll be ready for working on this. Now, when I'm working on these grooves and stuff, well, like I said, I've never done it before, but I know how to do it. I've been on the internet, had a look, so we'll get this all clamped up and we're going to take it from there. So for now, that's really all I'm going to do. So this probably is going to conclude part one of this video. When it comes to the second part, we're going to have this all on the, like I said, we'll get it all strapped up on the jig. I might even, before I strap it on the jig, I might actually show you how I get it strapped on the jig proper so we're all level. We'll see how we go with that, and we're going to take it from there. So until I've got it all strapped up ready. Here's the old frets, by the way. These all come out. These will go straight in the bin. These have been in the guitar 35 years. There you go. Old rake on them there, look. They go straight in the bin. They're no good to anybody. And that's it. And why I've got this ready to go on the jig, I've got other guitars I can be working on as well. I've got my Antoria, I've got to put some new, I've got to fill the bridge post, I've got some dowel for that. Nice piece of 12mm thick dowel. I'm going to fill the bridge post where the studs go, and we're going to cut these flush, and we're going to re-drill for a wider bridge. So we get on with that in a bit, but what I'm going to do is, like I say, I'm going to get this jigged up, and come on that journey with me, and you can see what we're going to install next time. See you soon.